Xueyi's new best-in-slot support is here, and her name is March 7th. She's going to be buffing her with crit damage, break effect, and speed, three things that are extremely beneficial to Xueyi, especially because any amount of break effect that she gets is going to translate 1-to-1 to damage percentage. Not to mention the frequency of March 7th's attacks, while also being able to copy the element of whoever she designates as her partner, makes her just one of the most insane synergistic 4-star supports for Xueyi. The 4-star combo between these two actually makes me question whether they designed March 7th specifically for her, and to see this in action, we're going to do 2 team showcases. The first one is going to be a little bit of a faster, a little bit more of a limited run, one could say, with 2 of our premium buffers in Ranmei and Robin, and we're going to be going for max damage and a 0 cycle. In the second comp, we're going to be going 4-star only. That means Tingyun and Gallagher instead of Ranmei and Robin, and we're going to see if we can clear MOC 12 in 5 cycles using this completely 4-star team. Anyways, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Join the Discord. I hope to see you guys in the comments, and let's get right into the runs. Now, before we get into the 4-star only run, we're going to do this quick 0 cycle, and it's very interesting because 0 cycles with Xueyi have always needed Tingyun, at least in my experience. So the fact that we can replace it with a sub DPS that's giving the buffs equivalent to like a limited harmony unit with 90-something% of buffs in total, not to mention the speed, is crazy. So here we're going to go ahead and take the toughness down of this dot enemy. We do need to break that guy or else we won't be able to survive all the damage we're going to take. Perfect. We did wait. Even though we got the energy from Concerto, we wanted Ranmei to get hit. That way her ult is going to be up once her turn starts, making it so we don't have to waste energy, and the second ult comes up a lot faster. Then we can go ahead and tap the Shadow so we can get hit back, giving us even more energy. So thank you for the hit. And we've got the enhanced basic 87 over 180. And let's see what March 7th can do. Oh, crazy. We're at 5 out of 6 stacks. Ching ching. And the follow-up from March should be able to trigger another instance of Concerto damage, and there we go. Didn't have to use Ranmei's turn, so the uptime on the ult is still there. Xueyi. Wonderful, and that pushed March up, which means that she's going to get a free turn at 0 action value, 188, and an ult, and then her next turn will be back where it normally should have been. So Argenti's health bar is practically gone. At this point, we just need a couple more instances of damage. We did kill Argenti a little bit early, so he will be doing his swipe. Ranmei is the only one in jeopardy, so hopefully she takes it. She's built with a ton of defense and HP just for this particular reason, to absorb every single hit that comes our way. Just crazy. We've already had 2, maybe even 3, I don't remember, enhanced March attacks in this wave so far. And then we can go ahead and trigger Concerto. We already had the energy, so even though we get 3 from the E2, that would have been an easy trigger, even at E0. We've got 2 ults on both March and Xueyi. This is overkill damage. Let's try to finish it with Xueyi's ult, and for some reason, March decided to steal the victory from under our noses. It's finally time for the 4-star only run. Now this time we obviously changed Robin and Ranmei for Tingyun and Gallagher. The Gallagher option wasn't my favorite because having a abundance character who has an ult that you can use on the team, right? So Natasha Lynx, for example, you can put the Watchmaker set on and give the Watchmaker 30% break effect to Xueyi, which is just a straight up 30% damage increase. However, in this team, we couldn't do that, unfortunately. So we did have to settle for Gallagher, but at least he gives us a ton of stacks for Xueyi's talent. Anyways, at this point, let's go ahead and skill trigger March's follow-up and the enhanced basic. 50k, that is completely unbuffed from anything. She has 0 buffs. So 50k is really, really good, considering that we don't even have Pela in the team. That was the other option instead of Tingyan Pela, but this one just worked first, so I didn't actually test out the Pela version. The action forward and the speed was a little bit too necessary in my opinion though. That's why I did opt for the Tingyan to go first, or to test it out first, I guess, right? Go ahead and advance everybody after Gallagher so we can still benefit from the action advance on Gallagher. Keep building stacks for Xueyi, and then we can go ahead and break the right enemy. $91k on follow-ups, including the break, is really good for just being buffed from Tingyan. Let's see what this drop can do. We had 7 stacks. Very, very nice. There's a ton of follow-ups, and I guess the only skills that deal damage is Xueyi, but we are able to build up the MOC buff pretty nicely, which is mandatory for these 4-star clears. If you don't abuse the MOC buff, then you just don't do enough damage. Wonderful. This hit will give us enough energy so we can go ahead and ult first. And there's 2 ways this wave can end. We can either just defeat all the enemies before the thing drops, saving us a cycle, or if it does take another cycle, then we can play things slow, build up energy and skill points, so we're completely topped off going into the Argenti side. But it is at 5 stacks of entanglement, so here, the better play is to skill, so we can have Tingyan's ult at the beginning of the next wave, but I really wanted this thing to die, because at 5 stacks of entanglement, it looks like it just wants to. And it did. Unfortunately, we do not get the ult from Tingyan though, but hey, Tankyun comes in clutch, and there is the ult, the action advance on everybody, although the action advance from the win set is completely wasted in that circumstance because we had to trigger it so late. Go ahead and use this ult. Not the most toughness because we don't have Ron Mei, but it's fine. Also, this is a completely off-element side, you know, because there's no quantum, there's no imaginary. The only on-element character we have is Gallagher, which is very helpful for building up the stacks of the follow-up for Xueyi. But it just is a little bit interesting that this is probably one of the more bad circumstances for this team to be in, but it still works out. And if you were just to pop in one Harmony unit for anything, either a Huohuo for Gallagher, which would be very, very nice, instead of Tingyan, Ron Mei, Robin, regardless, it brings up the ceiling even further. So if this team can clear off element like this, then it shouldn't be too hard. Although I will admit, the builds for Tingyan in particular is really good. The Xueyi build is alright. Everything's kind of on rainbow sets for the most part, so this is really sad. Might as well go ahead and buff March, just so we don't have to feel like we wasted 60 energy for only 8 energy given. And the damage that March does is very good, and we will get the enhanced basic soon, so she will benefit from the damage buff that Tingyan gave her as well. It's possible the energy going to Gallagher may have actually been better just to get more stacks on Xueyi, but I don't think so. Could be. A break? Very nice. Hopefully we can actually clean up this 12% before the thing drops so we can take advantage of that damage for his second phase. Even though it is only 2 stacks, so it's not too much really. No point of skilling since we're not at 94. 1%, can you do it, Gallagher? And no. Okay. It's fine, it wasn't too much wasted damage, on like 20% of his HP bar. Now we did start at 27 cycles, so once the number shows 21, we have to clear it before that happens. Ugh, rough. 5 energy off from Gallagher. Honestly, maybe 2 energy actually, because we have the Thief set, so he gained 3. So he's probably like 1 or 2 energy off. Go ahead and dismantle the shield, and... Okay, we're safe. The 2 swords are coming up next, though, and those will kill us. So we will have to go ahead and pop Gallagher's ult after this to make sure we don't die. And we get a March 7th basic coming up. She's an extremely complete character for being a 4-star. And an E2. She doesn't need an E4 like some other Harmony Trailblazers. Can we survive? Yes, we can. Okay. A little bit of a rough situation, actually, because Argenti's coming up next, and he will kill us. So, we're really going to have to take advantage of this action advance, but more importantly, the ult from Xueyi. Maybe it can save us. One more stack from Xueyi right there. And we can't action advance ourselves completely, but... amazing. That only worked because the extra damage that Tingyun has on her skill made it so the damage from Xueyi was the one who killed the sword. I just realized that little interaction right there. Because without that, Xueyi wouldn't have enough energy for this ult, and then we would have just died. So that was really, really clutch targeting that sword instead of targeting Argenti. Even though I only did it because it was electric weak, not because I was expecting that. After this, we have 1 cycle left. So this has been a very slow run, but you know, that's what happens with 4-star only clears. Sword is back up again. Luckily, it's almost dead, so I think we can go ahead and take it out with either March or Tingyun. Whatever we need. Okay, yeah, we're safe. And because Argenti is fieldless, he won't be attacking us, which is great. He's just going to summon his shields back up again. But it shouldn't matter, because I think we can kill him before he moves. Actually, maybe not. You can also hold Gallagher's ult as like an emergency heal, but it's not necessary in this situation. We were playing with Gallagher extremely rough. We only skilled once, and it was just to get the ult up. I mean, as a sustain, he is crazy. Hopefully Lingsha has something to offer more than her bunnies. Xueyi won't be able to get the ult here, I don't think. Yeah, almost. Can we survive? Can we survive? Oh, yes, we can. The level 70 light cone on Gallagher definitely needs to go to 80. He's been a little bit close to dying this run. More stacks, thank you very much. Go ahead and break just to make sure we can clean up in this cycle and nothing unfortunate happens. Xueyi. Not bad. 5 cycles. For the builds, we had Xueyi on attack boots with 126 break effect. The crit rate goes up with Indelible Promise. Very, very good. She was on a 2-piece. And on the Forge for the extra break effect since we're going against Fire Weak enemies. Very, very nice. Now, March 7th is amazing. Her stats, she gets a ton of crit damage. I did want to put her on a 4-star light cone. Unfortunately, I don't have any leveled, so I did just have to toss on Zealous. But that is technically the only cost of this entire run. And as for Tingyun, she is on Wind Vonwak. I'm not sure how much wind actually affected it. She seemed like she was wasting a ton of action value because Dance 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 was doing its job. So maybe putting the Watchmaker on her would have been a much better option. And Gallagher on some break effect pieces. I think he was the only 4-piece other than Tingyun. And that is it for the first set of builds. For the builds of the first team, we had Xueyi much faster. On Imbibitor's Light Cone, I was playing around with the energy regen and basicing, although probably a damage loss, a 4-star Light Cone. Misha's or even Aeon's probably stronger than that for her. Now, we did have March 7th on the same build, a little bit different. She was much faster in this one. A little bit faster in this one. But the relics were the same. And as for the Ron May, we had Slow May, very slow May, not even on Von Whack May. And on the Watchmaker, very nice. Robin was also slow maximum attack because we did not need to use the 170 tech. Wow. I will never regret getting Robin's E1 or her E2 for that matter. She is probably my favorite Harmony character. Ron May's really close. Sparkle's close too. You know what, they're all good. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the 2 runs. Put into the comments what you guys thought about the synergies between March 7th and Xueyi, and if you guys want me to combo any other characters with March 7th in the future, because I definitely am. Anyways, that's all I got for this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I may have already said it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.